I'm sorry, I'm looking at myself in the viewfinder and it looks like this says 1D. I don't know if it's, like, I forget, do you guys, when I put this in the editor, does it flip back around, or are y'all watching this mirrored? Am I wearing Delta Gamma or One Direction? Like, you tell me. Actually, I'll be able to figure it out when I put this in the edit. And this, you can't even see the shirt. I mean, I put on a sorority shirt, you can't even see it. All right, well, welcome back to my channel. My name's Liv, I'm an independent author, and last weekend, my, not debut novel, my second novel, Lost and Found from the University Story series, was released, and I'm here to talk you through the soundtrack. Now, back in December, I did a video called like the soundtrack with no spoilers, and I'm gonna be so for real, I was like mentally very checked out last December. Like I remember very little about last December, so like I remember very little about December, and I rather than go back and watch that video and make note of all the songs I already mentioned, I'm just going to start over and we're just going to go through the whole playlist together. We're going to do it alphabetically because that's how I have it sorted, and I'm going to tell you what each song in my playlist is for. It would help if I was in the playlist, wouldn't it? So some of these songs are just like a general vibe. Some of them I had for specific moments. The first one is very, like, we're starting off very strong. It is Be Gentle With Me by The Boy Least Likely To. You might know it from One Tree Hill. That is one of those songs that's like, it's just a vibe. Like I don't really remember like a specific scene I associated with it. It's just a vibe. But the next one, Be Near Me by ABC, that one is, we're jumping right into the spoilers here. That one is what I imagine playing in the background after Violet and Ashley have kissed and they're talking and they decide to go back into the formal as girlfriends. And so, you know, jumping right in there. All right, Better Now by Post Malone. That plays at Crush Party. It's actually mentioned in the book that it plays at Crush Party. Cool Kids by Echo Smith. That's kind of like one of like the Violet's like theme songs in my mind. Like, you know, like, I don't know, whenever I used to listen to it when I was a teenager, I was like, you know, this I kind of resonate with this as an autistic teenager, and so I kind of felt like Violet would resonate with it too. Again, heavy spoilers, Daylight by Taylor Swift. That is the song that I imagine playing the morning after the sorority formal when Violet and Ashley wake up together. It's genuinely like one of the like #1 songs that inspired this book, or it's genuinely like one of the #1 songs that inspired this storyline. I love it so much, and it makes me think of them like more than anybody in my actual life. It makes me think of them more than has ever made me think of anybody in my actual life, because it's their song. Die Young by Kesha. That one is mentioned in the book. It's when they're at the pediatric cancer fundraiser and the cover band decides to play a cover of Die Young by Kesha because they don't remember what event they're at. And that is something that like legitimately happened at my at UDance the year that I went. And I remember looking at the girl next to me, I'm like, really? Here? Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. That is mentioned in the book. That's the one that Marion puts on the radio when they're celebrating that Ashley texted Violet back. Drama Queen by Lindsay Lohan. That song it's another one of those like kind of like songs that just I resonated with as an autistic woman, where it's like, you know, like I wasn't cool growing up because I didn't know how to fit in. I didn't know, but then I grew up and I glowed up, however you want to say that, and I realized I didn't need to fit in, and I'm just living my best life. And that's kind of the sentiment that I wanted Violet to leave off with towards the end of the book. Dress by Taylor Swift. That is, there's a lot of Taylor Swift on here. I'm not sorry about it. That's like another like just vibe song with Ashley and Violet. Empty Room by Marjorie Fair. That one's also from One Tree Hill. That's like #1. This is like, that song is like on my depression playlist. So like that song was like, that song went platinum on my depression playlist in college, but the specific scene I was thinking of for it was, I believe it's like the day after Airband, where Violet's just like thinking like, can I trust these people? Like what's gonna happen? Like is this girl gonna ruin my chances with Ashley? Like what's going on? And she just doesn't know how to feel. I watched a lot of One Tree Hill in 2019 when I started writing this. So when I tell you the next song is also from season 1. And it's Everywhere She Goes by Across the Sky. And that's the song that I imagine playing at the end of Violet and Ashley's lunch date. Where they have pizza and then they go to the dodgeball game and then they're just like saying goodbye at the end of the day. Yeah. Expectations Overture by Hayley Kiyoko is the song that I imagine playing when Violet sees Ashley for the first time. Feels Like Home by Chantal, I'm so sorry, Krivzik. I'm so sorry. I really should know how to pronounce that. The song is like older than me, but that is mentioned by name in the book. It's a song that plays when Violet and Ashley are driving home from the lake. Good Old Days by Macklemore and Kesha is the song that I imagine playing at the end of Formal, like when everybody's like just like going home from Formal and it's like the end of the night. Just kind of wrapping up that particular chapter of the book. Gorgeous by Taylor Swift. I feel like, no, that's not mentioned by name in the book. It's just another vibe, okay? Like a lot of these are just vibes. Green Light by Lorde is for when Violet is talking about her memories of going to the Lorde concert with Corinne and just all of that. And let's see, Hands Down by Dashboard Confessional is just, it's another vibe. And One Tree Hill people are just, I didn't realize how much One Tree Hill soundtrack I was listening to in 2019 until I like went and revisited my writing playlist for this book, okay? Hard Feelings by Lorde, that is what I imagined in the background of the scene where Violet is like just fully lore dumping about her relationship with Corinne, like right before Thanksgiving. Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles is what I imagine playing when Michelle calls Violet to give her bid. And in the sequel, so the book that's coming after the companion novel, there's like a cover of this that I imagine playing at like a moment that will parallel that. I won't get too much into that. Home Away from Home by Canopy Climbers. This is actually the song that we used in our recruitment video when I was in DG. But I picture this like playing at the literal like ending scene of the book where, you know, Violet's on the airplane and she's like, wait a minute, I'm homesick, but not for Portland. I'm homesick for here. And just like just wrapping everything up so beautifully. I love that song so much. I Believe in a Thing Called Love. It's a cover by Artist versus Poet. This is so random. I just imagine it playing in the background of the scene where they're playing dodgeball. I just like it would make like a really good like montage of people playing dodgeball, you know? I Just Can't Help Believing by BJ Thomas is what I imagine playing at the end of Violet and Ashley's Big Little Date, where she's like starting to feel like, you know, I want to trust, like I want to feel something. I want to believe I'm feeling something for her, but like it just doesn't. Just the end of Violet and Ashley's first Big Little Date. That's just what I imagine playing like in the restaurant at the end of that date. Let Her Go by Passenger. I believe that is actually mentioned by name. It's where Violet is just like depressed and she takes a shower and then like writes out the lyrics to the chorus, which I originally did have printed in the book, but I don't have that kind of money, so we did not go forward with that. But yeah, the lyrics were you see her when you fall asleep, but never to touch and never to keep. Wait, no. The lyrics were like, you see when you close your eyes, maybe someday you'll understand why everything you touch surely dies. Which that's one of those lyrics that just hits different sometimes, you know? Let's Go by Calvin Harris and Neo. That's the song that I imagine playing at the end of the party, in the opening chapter, like when they go to the party. And that's like, in my mind, like when this was originally like combined with the companion novel, this was where like all their storylines like crossed for the first time, and that song was playing. Liability by Lorde, definitely one of Violet's like, I don't want to say theme songs, but like definitely a song that resonates with the autism. I used that song actually for my Facts About Autism post that I made the other day. Well, when you're watching this, it's a week ago, but yeah, that song just, I have to be very careful when I listen to it, man. Lifted Up by Passion Pit, that's the song that I imagine playing like the very first scene when Violet's at the airport. It just reminds me so much of going to the Portland airport in the summer of 2015, which is not when this takes place. It was never supposed to be when this took place, but it just reminds me of the Portland airport. So I wanted to like have that song in the background while Violet is at PDX getting on the plane for the first time. Or not not a plane for the first time, but like the plane to Delaware for the first time, or Philadelphia, because Delaware's airport don't fly to Portland. All right, Lost by Jai Wolf and Chelsea Jade. That's the song that I imagine kind of playing. Okay, did I say? Okay, so Let's Go plays at the beginning of the party. I'm so sorry, my brain is soup right now. I'm genuinely, I messed that up. So Let Go. Yeah, Let's Go plays at the beginning of the party where everybody's paths cross for the first time. And then Lost plays at the end of the party, and that is where the title Lost and Found actually comes from, was that song. All right, The Louvre by Lorde, just another Violet and Ashley vibe song. Maybe I'm Amazed by Jem from the OC, which was the other show that I was binge watching in 2019. So yeah, just another vibe. More Than You Know by Axwell and Grosso. I kind of imagine playing at like Crush Party or something. I feel like it played at our actual Crush Parties or date parties or whatever, so like I just imagined it playing in the background at one of those. No One Is to Blame by Howard Jones. So this is the song that's playing as Violet leaves the cultural event that she goes to with Nadia, and she sees Corinne's post. And Corinne's post originally had lyrics to that song as the caption, but I had to make them just a teensy bit more vague so I didn't have to pay money. And so that's the song that's being kind of referenced there. And in the companion novel, there's another scene of Lauren and Trevor leaving that same event where this song is playing, and it has more to do with them, but I also really liked it as the caption for Corinne's Instagram post. So yeah. Our House, the cover by Phantom Planet, is what plays when Violet goes to the sorority house for the first time to meet everybody. Overthinking by Reliant K is just another song that I just vibe with as an autistic woman, and I just thought it was something that Violet would also vibe with. The Rush by Dashboard Confessional. I just picture this playing when Violet is like walking to class the morning of her initiation, because it's fall, the weather has changed. She does have like a raging migraine that day, but you know, it's just such a pretty fall mood song for me, and I just pictured it playing that day. So Beautiful by Dashboard Confessional, I pictured playing at the end of midnight when she's like going home looking at her pictures of Ashley. So It Goes by Taylor Swift is when Violet is comforting Ashley at the frat party after she breaks up with Sophie, and specifically for the lines like, "You did a number on me, but honestly baby, who's counting?" Like, just to build the tension between them in that moment, man. And if obviously you've read the book, this is a spoilers version, but you know that is the same night that Lauren and Trevor hook up, and that song is also what I imagined for their scene. So it's like one of the, like in my mind when it was one book, like not the companion novel, then they like would cut between those scenes, if that makes sense. All right, Something About You by Level 42, that is what's playing in the background of when Violet and Ashley have their big little dinner at the coffee shop. I believe that's actually specifically mentioned in the book. Something the Way You Move by Ellie Goulding is the song that's playing when they go to Greens for the first time and Violet's trying the salad and she's like, no. Something Just Like This by the Chainsmokers and Coldplay is, this is like the song, okay? This is what is playing when Violet kisses Ashley for the first time. I think at one point I did specifically mention this song in the book. I don't think I left it in. My mind is drawing a blank right now, but I know at some point I did mention that was the song was playing when they went outside. Supercut by Lorde, another like just Violet thinking about Corinne vibe. Sweet But Psycho by Ava Max. You guys know why that's in there. If you're watching this because you were ready for the spoilers version, you know why that's in there. Swing Swing by the All American Rejects, just like another like vibe, I feel like. Things Can Only Get Better by Howard Jones is what I imagine playing at the Wendy's when they're like talking about New Year's resolution or New Year's resolutions, and it's like things are only gonna get better from here, you know. It's cheesy if that sounds. This Feeling by the Chainsmokers, specifically the Young Bombs remix, this was also in our recruitment video, and it's the song that is playing when Violet like realizes like, crap, I'm in love with Ashley at recruitment, because it's the song that I think she says this is the song that's playing in the background of the recruitment video. I may have cut that part because I know I did have lyrics in there at one point, which I obviously cut, but it was they don't know what this feeling is like. You're the one that I want. If that's really so wrong, they don't know what this feeling is like. Something like that. And yeah, and like I remember that was in our recruitment video, and I was just like, you know, when I was writing this, I was just like, that is so them coded, you know? Treacherous by Taylor Swift is what I imagine playing when Violet and Ashley leave the fundraiser, the dance fundraiser. True by Spandau Ballet is the song that they dance to at semi-formal. Waterloo from Mamma Mia 2, that was from Airband, where like the other group is doing Mamma Mia for the Airband, so they're just like vibing with it. Without Me by Halsey, that's like one of the other like vibes of Violet thinking about Corinne, I feel like. I don't know, that song was very, very big in 2019 when I was writing this story, so it was like in my regular rotation quite a bit. You Belong With Me by Taylor Swift, that is again referenced in the book. It's what's playing when like they turn up the music and sing along to like try to like forget their problems, and Violet's like, you belong with me, Ashley. And then Young Blood by The Naked and Famous. This was like my favorite song in high school. But it's what I imagine playing on the way to formal in the bus, and just like I just imagine this like in my head it's like a clip montage of like everybody having fun on the bus on the way to formal. I don't know, I had to use it somewhere because it's like one of my favorite songs of all time. But anyway, we've made it to the end of the playlist. Wow, okay, that is that. All right, but that is the playlist. That is the spoilers version. Thank you for watching. I will see you next week with the 5 fun facts with spoilers. And once again, you can buy this. Barnes & Noble, Amazon, possibly other places, I don't know. Those are the only places I know you can buy it. I don't know if any actual bookstores have this. I don't think so. I think I'd be making, so you can buy this, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, whatever floats your boat, paperback, ebook, hardcover, and yeah, I will see y'all next week. Bye!